I'm up. I just woke up like 30 minutes ago. It's 6:30 a.m. Time to go to Starbucks, hang out. Today we fasting again. We won't have our first meal until 1 o'clock or 2. A little chilly this morning, man. It's supposed to be summer, man. Feel like a winter morning, almost. Shit. I can't wait till I get some sun or something. Oh, man. Anyway, man, I want to talk about avoiding relationships in your 20s. You shouldn't be in a relationship, man. In your 20s, you should be focused only on you, bro. No relationships. I made that mistake when I was in my 20s, man. You got a whole life in front of you, man. You don't need to be in a relationship committed to this one woman. In your 20s, you're supposed to be a player, man. A player from the Himalaya. Like Martin on Jerome. a player from the Himalaya. You feel me? You should not be in a committed relationship until you get into your 30s. Then you can be in a committed relationship, have a girlfriend, have children, and shit like that. But if you're in your 20s, you're supposed to be focused on that bag 100%, man. You feel what I'm saying? Supposed to be focused on the bag, bro. Trust me, bro. I made these mistakes. And that's why I'm so late chasing the bag right now. See, my girlfriend, she already had the bag, man. When I was in a committed relationship, she already had a career and stuff. She already had her thing going, man. You know? And I came along and I didn't even have the bag. I didn't, I was trying to. I bought all my music equipment. But then, in 2006, I entered a relationship. And I stayed in that relationship for way too long, man. I'm supposed to have been focused on the music, man. Instead, I was in a relationship that was eating up my time. Of course, my ex-girlfriend, she helped me buy a keyboard, but that's not really enough, man. If a female helps you in that way, but takes the time from you, too, that you need to help build yourself, or to build yourself, then it's kind of like it's counterproductive, man. Yeah, she helping you one way, but also she's taking your time up. Yeah, your woman could be supporting you, but you still using some of your time up with her.
Wait.
See what I'm saying? Yeah, we're gonna work out today. know what I'm saying? So you're supposed to be using that time to build yourself and be prepared for your 30s so you can live on easier street instead of living on hard street. Because some motherfuckers don't get it, man. You're going to live on hard street your whole entire life if you don't get that bag early. Why you want to live on hard street? Spend time in your 20s building yourself up so that way when you get to be 35, 40, you're living on easy street. Life is easier. Life gonna always be hard if you don't get that bag, man. Life is always gonna be hard. If you get that bag, life is on easy street. Can you imagine that dude Diddy? He been had the bag since he was in his 20s, bro. Diddy got busy in his 20s, bro. No homo. But Diddy got busy in his 20s. He made the bag happen, and he been living on easy street ever since then, bro. You know what I'm saying? Even though he had the trial and Cassie snitched on him and shit and had him up in the courtroom in jail, but the dude been living on easy street. I've been checking his lifestyle out lately, man. Women come easy, cars come easy, clothes come easy. Easy streets, not struggle street, not hard street, but once you get the bag, you're living on easy street. It's more important than being in a relationship, you feel me? Being in a relationship and you broke, you know, like what the hell, bro? You know? Why are you in a relationship when you broke? They're just gonna talk about you anyway. You know, they're gonna talk about you bad in that relationship. Especially if she got her shit together and you don't. She gonna talk bad about you, man. When she get mad at you, she'll be like, I pay for everything. This is my house. You know, what's up with it, Sean? What's up with it, baby? This is my house. You just a broke Dusty. You ain't got nothing. She gonna talk about you bad, bro. You know what I'm saying? Dudes make that big mistake of focusing on women in their 20s. And that's what I did, even though I was on the music dream. But I was focusing so much on women that I'm still paying for it right now. All that focus I put on women, instead of focusing more on myself and building myself, it cost me a whole lot of humiliation, you know, and broken dustiness throughout my life. The 45 years of struggle. Was she really worth it? Hell no. Was she really worth it? Hell no. When you think about it, she didn't have a whole lot of ass and titties and stuff. She was just an average woman with a few good features. You know what I'm saying? Like the lips, you know, and the face. And the breasts, and that's about it, bro. You gave up everything for an average looking woman, bro. You gave up everything for an average woman, and now here you is struggling, and she ain't struggling. She ain't living on hard street. She living on easy street. You know. So you just need to just focus and concentrate on your bread, bro. So you won't be. I mean, so they won't be calling you no Dusty or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm Dusty because I was focusing on your ass for the decade out there. Focusing on your ass. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yep, it all starts when you're young. Yep. That's important, man. Because the years go by quick, man. Look at this year, man. We already through this year almost. We over halfway. We are not halfway no more. We're over halfway. June is gone. June was halfway. Now we're in July. Now it's over halfway. 7 months into the year. A lot of motherfuckers could have made progress within 7 months. You know what I'm saying? You could have saved really hard for 7 months, man. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta, man, forget about that chasing women and shit, bro. Chase this money, and the women will be added to you. Chase the money and the kingdom, and all of that will be added to you, bro, in the long run. Everything will come easy. Women will come easy. Cars will come easy. Houses will come easy. You can buy a house just like that with the snap of your finger, man. Now I understand the mindset of a true millionaire or a motherfucker who got potential to become a millionaire. Now I understand that mindset. Live life on easy mode. Because men, if we're poor, we ain't got nothing, we're not a Chad or Tyrone, we live life on hard mode. So focus on the bag so life can be on easy mode. Because once we come out of the womb, you feel me? Once we come out of the womb, we automatically on hard mode if we're poor. You know what I'm saying? So when you come out of the womb, you poor, you automatically on hard mode. Hard mode. And that's why we focus for long periods of time, because we want to get out of hard mode. You feel me? You know? Yeah, never chase women. Exactly, Sean Breezy. Never chase the woman, bro. Never chase women. Don't do that. You know, low value men chase women, bro. Especially relationships. Stay out of relationships, bro. No commitments. You get with a female, bust that nut, and get back to your work, bro. That's why I tried to do the sub-5 stalker, but she didn't like that. She stalked me for 4 months. Bust that nut and get back to your work. No commitments. When she be like, I think we should commit. You say, no, I'm focused on my shit. I got to make things happen with myself. I can't be in a relationship. When she rubs your forehead and be like, you're mine. You say, no, I'm not yours. I'm focused on this shit. If I get distracted, you know, then it'll take me longer to get to my destination, man. If I get distracted, it'll take me longer to get to my destination, or I won't make it there at all. So no relationships. Especially if you're an attractive young man in your 20s, and women just constantly knocking on doors and kicking down doors, trying to be with you. That's what happened to me, man. I was in my 20s. Good looking guy. You know, women kept trying to drag me into relationships. Like this one chick a while back. This is before I met my ex-girlfriend. You know, I was like 24 years old or something like that, 25. And we went to the movies hanging out. Now this female, she had some nice scrumptious titties. Oh. And she had a nice face, but she didn't have no ass. And we would go to the movies together and shit. And I done raw dog this female a couple of times, right? You know, we was raw dogging in her car. You know what I'm saying? Damn, I miss those days. Oh man. I was raw dogging I was raw dogging it in her car, and you know, I didn't bust nothing inside the coochie or nothing like that. But after that, we was having a whole lot of unprotected sex. But anyway, so we went to the movies, and she rubbed her hand on my forehead after the movie, or I think it was before a movie or after or something like that. And she was like, "You're mine." I was like, I'm not yours. You gotta be smoking on something. You gotta be smoking those drugs. Nah, I had options at the time, man. I didn't have to like commit to her, man. I was messing around. I'm messing around with other women and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Plus, she didn't have a booty that I like, so I didn't want to commit to a woman with no ass. You know, I didn't do that until I got into my other relationship. But it just seems like the women with no booty are the easiest to get. Guarantee that. But uh, I avoided relationships until 2006 when I met my girlfriend I always talk about, man. And she distracted me big time, man. I went to LA and took her with me. That was a huge mistake. That was a huge mistake. Taking her to LA, I rented a hotel out there. I rented a car. And that was a nice hotel, by the way. We had breakfast and shit in the morning. You know what I'm saying? I was in LA for how many days? Like 2 or 3 days. Because I was chasing the music dream. We went to an ASCAP convention in LA. There I met Chamillionaire. I met DMC from Ron DMC. And I met some songwriters out there and shit like that, man. Don't ever take your girlfriend to a business trip on a business trip or something. If you chasing a dream or some shit, that don't ever do that. Matter of fact, stay away from relationships at all. Period. But if you got a girlfriend, if you got a girlfriend, do not take her on no ASCAP convention. If you're chasing the music dream, don't take her on auditions. So if you're chasing the Hollywood dream, don't do that. Be free, bro. So that way you got no commitments, and you'll be able to go far without telling her or asking for permission, or you know what I'm saying. Don't ever do that, bro. Don't ever do that. Take your woman with you. Cause what if you have to do what that Tyrone did to like Lil' Kim? You know, you might go out there and you might find a songwriter woman that likes you. that she might want to bring you in and shit. You in a relationship, bruh? Come on, fam. You know what I'm saying? I seen another guy. He brought his girlfriend out to the ASCAP convention too, cause we was all young, man. I was like what 28 or 27 or some shit like that. And there was another guy who brought his girlfriend out there. You know, but I was out there trying to mess up. Man, because you know I was good looking dude, and even in my late 20s, man. I was looking at the songwriter chick, and I could kind of tell she liked me, but she wrote songs for Mary J. Blige. She was a ghostwriter. You know, it wasn't really that many people that was famous up on the panel when I was in the ASCAP convention room where they was giving the workshops and shit. But it wasn't that many famous people. They said Justin Timberlake and Jermaine Dupri was gonna be there, but then they never showed up. Justin Timberlake supposed to have been there. Jermaine Dupri was supposed to have been there, but they didn't show up. So all I did, I met the people behind the scenes, you know, like the ghostwriters and shit. You know, I took workshops and stuff like that. But my girlfriend, she wasn't there with me. I let her use the car to roam around LA because we had a Chevy Malibu, and it was cool, man. You know, while I was at the ASCAP convention, you know, taking down notes, passing out my demo and shit, right? You know, and I let her use the car. So I got kind of mad though because she was out for hella long, and I was at the ASCAP convention just waiting for her and shit. But there was a few women that was interested in me at the ASCAP convention. So I was pissed off that I didn't get to like hang out and be free, and mingle with these women out there, bro. And I was only out there for a few days, man, and I was mad. I brought my girlfriend with me, and this other girl was interested. I could have got with her, and I fucked that up, man. Don't ever do that. That's why I say stay away from relationships when you're in your 20s. Be free, bro. Fuck everything and then dump everything, bro. What they call it, pump and dump. Do it. Avoid relationships. Stop falling in love. Stop being so goddamn soft, bro. The mission is ahead of you. Ain't no time to be falling in love and get into a relationship, because you'll pay for that shit later down the stretch. I'm telling you. When you're broke and you're dusty, you ain't got no money in your pocket, but the woman is gone. Me and my girl broke up like 8 years ago, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still trying to recover, chasing the bag, you know what I'm saying? And she's long gone. She done went into another relationship with another dude already. And now they broke up. I saw it on Facebook because she relocated. She's not here in the Bay Area no more. She's somewhere in Columbus, somewhere in Canada. She's living right now, man. I checked her Facebook like a year ago or something like that. And she all went on with her life, bro, and you still broke. You still don't have anything. So I'm like, no, avoid relationships, especially if the woman making more money than you, bro. Don't ever get into a relationship with a woman who's making more money. Always be the breadwinner, bro. Cause they'll throw their fucking success in your face, bro. You know what I'm saying? Stay away from that shit. Stay away from relationships, especially when she's making more money. They'll throw it in your face when you get into arguments and shit. And best believe, yeah, the arguments are gonna happen. The bickering, arguing, the fighting, that shit gonna happen in a relationship. It happens in every relationship. You know what I'm saying? And she gonna talk about how much she's making and how much you ain't making. Fuck that falling in love stuff, bro. Focus on that bag. Focus on that money, bro. Motherfuckers want to fall in love and be in a relationship and then chase their dreams at the same fucking time. No, you can't serve two masters. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You gotta have one or the other. Either the girlfriend or your career. It ain't no girlfriend or no piece of ass is worth your career, bro. That's what Tom Leykis said. And look where he at right now, the way he was thinking. And he was like, ain't no piece of ass is worth my career. You know how he be talking? You know what I'm saying? So you gotta take your lessons from motherfuckers who have done it all and been through it. I've been through it. I've been in relationships. That shit don't pay off, bro. That shit don't pay off. You wasting your goddamn time, your energy, your youthfulness. You got more energy when you're in your 20s, bro. Bro, you are an unstoppable force when you are in your 20s. Use that creativity and use that energy to make that money, man. You got all the energy in the world, bro. More energy than when you're in your 40s, bro. In your 40s, you mellowed out. The energy is not the same like it used to be. You feel what I'm saying? You youthful. You can stay up all night, bro, with very little sleep. You know what I'm saying? And keep ticking the next day, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can drink all night and get up and go to work the next day like nothing happened. When you're in your 20s, you're unstoppable. You know what I'm saying? Stop getting into relationships and falling in love when you ain't got the bag in your pocket, bro. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got the bag in your pocket, bro. You're not supposed to be falling no love, bro. Wait till your 30s to settle down and get into relationships. Or at least until you get the bag, because some motherfuckers get the bag in their 20s. Then you can have a girlfriend, bro. Because then you're already set for life already. You got the bag. You got investments. You know what I'm saying? You invested that money and the money's coming, and then you can start having a family and settling down. Even then, you ain't supposed to be having no girlfriend, even if you get the bag. But if you do settle down, at least have the bag in your 20s. You know what I'm saying? If you do settle in your 20s, at least have the bag. At least if you want to settle down in your 20s. You feel what I'm saying? But even if you get in your 20s, bro, and you got the bag, don't settle down. You see what happened to, Offset and all these motherfuckers who got into relationships when they were young, in their 20s, with Cardi B and all that shit. You're going to be tempted to cheat, man. All that testosterone in your goddamn body, bro. See, me, I'm in my 40s. I'm supposed to be settling down and having kids right now. I'm supposed to have the bag right now and settling down having kids. I ain't got a whole lot of testosterone in my body like I was when I was in my 20s. And when you're in your 20s, you're supposed to be running through them, hitting them and quitting them. Ooh, you should be just tearing ass up left and right, bro. You know what I'm saying? And no commitments. I mean, falling in love, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's stupid. It's stupid for you to fall in love in your 20s with all that goddamn testosterone and all that energy in your body, bro. You feel what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be able to you ain't gonna settle down with her anyway. You're gonna end up cheating on her. That's what happened to me. Shit, you think I was 100% faithful to my girlfriend in my 20s? Shit, you gotta be smoking. Shit, I was tipping around every single corner that I could find. You feel what I'm saying? She turned her back, bro. I was fucking, bro. I was going to hotels, sticking my dick into females, man. Matter of fact, that story I keep telling over and over again about the female talking about, don't do that grandpa stuff for me. Don't, come on. I guess I wasn't stroking hard enough. I wasn't doing something right. I guess it was just like I couldn't keep up with her or something. And she was like, come on, don't do that grandpa shit on me. That's back when I was in the relationship with my ex-girlfriend, bro. And I made it home before the sun came up, pretending to play video games all night. I must have went to the couch, turned on the video game, bro, started playing a little bit, went to sleep, and she come downstairs around 9 a.m., you know what I'm saying? I was barely awake, and I can see her come downstairs like, oh yeah, he been playing video games all night. Oh, thank God he wasn't out there fucking around on me. You know what I'm saying? But I was fucking around, bro, because I had a lot of testosterone that I needed to get out of my system. You know what I'm saying? When you're in your 20s, you got a gang of testosterone. You got a gang of energy. You hella flexible still, You just a young dude, man, full of potential and shit. Don't waste it on a relationship, bro. You got so much potential when you're in your 20s. You're more creative in your 20s, god damn it. Shit, where do you think the lingo come from? It don't come from us old guys. The lingo and the slang come from the young dudes. Like the bag and shit like that. That came from you young niggas, man. That slang, the bag, the term that you use for money, that came from you young dudes. And that bet, that came from y'all. I mean, we used to create lingo and slang too when we was young. Like fresh. I mean, motherfucker be like, oh yeah, that shit is fresh, yo. That shit is fresh, yo. Getting jiggy with it. That's Will Smith. like on Friday. Look at this shit, man. I can't get jiggy with this. When he went to that Peaky store, that what was it? Michael Blackson. That was his first gig, bro. I'm just a bitch ass nigga. You got so much goddamn potential, bro. Why would you want to even waste it on a woman, bro? Your 20s don't last forever, bro. Them years gonna keep on going by, and soon enough you're gonna be in your 30s, bro. You don't stay young forever. Just remember that. Enjoy your youth while it's enjoy it. And in your 30s don't last forever either. You're still young in your 30s, bro. In your 30s, you young. Man, my body felt a lot better in my 30s. I had a lot more energy, I was a lot more fit. You know what I'm saying? Still, I was better looking. Them looks leave, man. I'm not, no way in the world I'm pulling more bitches in my 40s with just looks than I was when I was in my 20s, bro. In your 20s, you're supposed to be knocking them down, bro. Hitting and quitting them. Female be like, oh, we need to commit. You know, or I'm gonna leave. Let her leave, bro. Let her leave, bro. Life is short. Don't be falling in love. That's the one thing you don't want to do in your 20s. Is fall in love, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know, falling in love, bro. Don't do it. And the best way to do it, let me tell you how not to do it. Stop going to lunch with these bitches. Stop having dinner with these bitches. Stop eating and sharing quality time with these women. When you bust your nut, get up. I gotta go. What? Let's go out to lunch. No, don't do that. That's the good way to fall in love. When you start heading out to lunch with these women and start spending quality time and hugging and spooning after sex and stuff like that, you know, that's a good way to fall in love with a woman. What you do is you get up, you bust that nut, and get the fuck out of there, bro. I'm not saying don't have sex in your 20s. What I'm saying is stay vigilant. Stay focused on living life on easy mode. Ain't no pussy good enough in this world to give up life on easy mode. That's what you focus on in your 20s. So my life can be easy, so I won't be no broke dusty, man. I want to live life on easy mode. Way more important than a woman or being in a relationship in your 20s, bro. It's way more important right there, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The young generation create the culture. Yeah. See, us old guys are, you know, they right, man. Like, you feel me? Like, our creativity starts to get dusty after a while, man. You can still create stuff, but not like when you in your 20s. Your imagination runs wild in your 20s, bro. You feel what I'm saying? That's why you guys are able to create the lingo and the slang and shit like that, because your creative juices are the best when you're in your 20s and 30s, man. You know what I'm saying? But when you get to your 40s and 50s, the creativity starts to die, man. And you gotta rely on maybe like just being smart. That's about it after you get to your 40s and 50s. Now it's all about just making the right moves. You might not be able to create anything. Now you won't be able to create any lingo or slang or nothing like that. But now it's all about up here now. It's not even about, creating stuff. It's all about making the right moves and making the right decisions, man. That's gonna lead you to an easier life. Because we all know a man got money, he got a hard life. A man got money, he got an easy life. Now I understand why these guys, Puffy, and Jay-Z, who had some flaws, by the way, you know what I'm saying? You know, Jay-Z was sub-5, Diddy had a little penis, you know what I'm saying? So I understand why they went after the money. Because look, they were born with bad cards. So they had to stay focused on that dream, man. Avoiding relationships and shit, bro. But once they start getting that bread, then life became easy to them. You feel what I'm saying? They've been living on easy mode for like years. So because what they did when they was in their youth, you know what I'm saying? So now the niggas in their 50s, they on easy mode, bro. They ain't struggling. They can have crab and caviar, you know, every single day. They're not patting their pockets. They ain't struggling because they were so focused on in their 20s, bro. Jay-Z is a fucking lyrical genius, bro. You know what I'm saying? Back then, he was a lyrical genius. That's all he did in his 20s was rap and put out albums. You feel what I'm saying? So he was focused on himself. So later on, you can live easy, on easy mode. You feel what I'm saying? So time passed by really quickly, and life is short. Now I understand that term right there. Now I understand that term, life is short, because my 20s and my 30s went by just like that, with the snap of a goddamn finger, and I'm almost halfway through my 40s almost. No, I'm halfway through my 40s. I'm halfway through my 40s. That 5 years went by just like that, bro. This OG told me that a while back when I was doing Uber, and I picked this OG up. The dude was a real tall old dude. He was like, man, save that money and invest it, because the year's gonna go by like this. He's like, save that money, invest it. Save that money, invest it. You feel what I'm saying? Like hitting the coochie make you fall in love. Not really. There's certain things that you just don't do. Like take them out to dinner. Spending quality time with them. It's not that hitting the coochie makes you fall in love. It's what you do after you get through hitting the coochie. Like taking them out to dinner, going to the movies, spending quality time, hugging, kissing, after sex, spooning. Don't do none of that. When you hit the coochie, bust that nut and get the fuck out of there. You feel me? When you hit that coochie, bust that nut and get the fuck out of there, bro. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. Bust that nut and get the fuck out of there, bro. Don't be going to the movies. Don't be talking to them in after sex, doing pillow talk and all that other stuff. Nah, you just gotta bust that nut and get the fuck out of there. That's how you keep yourself from falling in love. You know what I'm saying? Don't be kissing either. Stop kissing these females, man. And kissing, you exchanging liquids and shit. Don't be raw dogging. Keep that condom on. When you exchange bodily liquids, there's some emotions gonna come in with that, man. You're exchanging bodily fluids. You know what I'm saying? Now keep the condom on. Hit that shit from the front and the back. Don't eat it from the front and the back. Don't eat the coochie. Nah, just bust that nut and get the fuck out of there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Get back to your shit, bro. Get back to building something. You spending quality time, yep. Spending quality time, that'll get you caught up. Because then the Phillips will start to develop. When you spending quality time for these females, you spending quality time with these women, taking them out to lunch, taking them out to dinner, hugging, kissing, spooning. It's like that stuff leads up to love. And you don't want to lead up to that. You got to know, like, nah, I don't want to kiss you. I don't want to hug you. Get off me. You know what I'm saying? I'm leaving. I got to go. She'd be like, where you going? Where you going? I got to go. I got to go to the studio right now. You know what I'm saying? That'll even want her to chase you more. Oh, I gotta go to school. School starts in about 2 hours. I gotta get there right now. Oh, I gotta go to like an audition right now. I'm auditioning for that play or something, or that movie that's coming out. I'm auditioning right now. I can't no baby, no, I gotta go. I gotta be in the audition in about like 3 hours right now. I gotta go. I get ready for that audition. That's it. You're always on the go. You always doing something. I'm busy. I'm building something. So I won't be no broke, dusty loser in my 40s. I'm doing something. All you're gonna do is slow me down. You know what I'm saying? No commitments. Just bust your nut and be the fuck up. That's all it is, bro. That's so simple. You know, bust nut on the forehead and be out of there. Yup. Wherever you want to bust that nut, just bust that nut and get out of there, man. That's what I used to do with women I wasn't like really that attracted to. You know, I used to like just have it behind closed doors, man. I never took them out to eat. Never spent no money on them, and they were just happy for me to be around too. They never complained about it. Like this one chick, I never thought I fell in love with her, man. She had a face that wasn't really pretty, man, but she had a nice big ass on her. But I used to like just have it behind closed doors, dick her down real quick, and send that bitch on her merry way. I never kissed her, never hugged her after sex. I only did that to women I was really attracted to. You know, that's the only time I would hug and spoon after sex. You know, I would have to be really physically attracted to her. You know, that's when I would do the hugging and spooning and shit. You know, but other than that, if she was like a swamp thing or a fucking creature looking bitch, a creature looking bitch, I would like just keep it behind closed doors and just like, and don't let nobody see and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like my next door neighbor, he saw that bitch. He was like, bro, I saw like a woman with a Tupac bandana coming inside your room. She was like an older female. I was like, nah. I was like, yeah, you got me. Shit. I never said too much about her though, but it was just like she had a nice big ass, but her face was like a 3 or a 4 looks, man. But I used to have sex with her, but I didn't fall in love with her. But first of all, she wasn't on my looks level. Second of all, you know, I didn't take her out to no dinner, no lunch or nothing, man. Just banging her. I didn't spend a dime on her. I didn't give her no flowers, no candy. All we did was have sex, man. That was it. We kept it just like that. I didn't take her out to dinner. I didn't take her out to a movie. You know, I only did that with women I was attracted to, man. Not women who were sub 5, bro. You see what I'm saying? Women that was sub 5, I kept it behind closed doors. And after a while, they'd be like, "So what are we? What are we friends? Are we in a relationship? We've been seeing each other for the last couple of months now. So where are we? Where did we stand?" Nigga, it was just silence for me, bro. Silence of the Lambs. You know what I'm saying? Remember that movie, Silence of the Lambs? That's how it was when it came to female that was below my looks level. You know what I'm saying? But then every now and then you'll find a face match, and then you'll fall in love with that female. But you got to keep that from happening too. If I could go back at the time, I would have never had gotten into a relationship with my ex-girlfriend. You feel what I'm saying? I would have kept that shit pushing. I would have kept it going. Maybe I would have moved in for a little bit, for like a year or two, and then got on. I stayed in that relationship for way too long. I regret that relationship, or making it last too goddamn long, man. You was so goddamn young, bro. Come on, bro. Justin Timberlake was hot back in the day. Timberlake was hot. You know, Mike Jones was hot back then, back in 2006, 2007. You know what I'm saying? Back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. You know, that's back in the day, bro. And then T.I. was hot. What you know about that? What you know about that? Rolling with a couple Latin bras in the China doll. Rolling with a couple Latin bras in the China doll. That was hot back then, bro. I was young, man. I was all about having fun too, man. Me and my girl used to always go to the pool, man, and swim and shit, bro. We all was young. She was young too. She was 35. I was 25, 26, something like that. But we had fun, and then we'll come back and we used to barbecue after that, man. Said, man, Kelcat was very outgoing dude. That's because I was a Tyrone. Well, I was close to Tyrone, but I wasn't that Tyrone. I lacked in height, and my facial features, a couple of features kept me from being a Tyrone back then. You know what I'm saying? But I used to get them though. You know, I used to pull them. You know what I'm saying? It has gotten harder over the years now because now it's becoming more about your wallet. That's why I say in your 20s, you got to prepare for the years that when your looks start to fade, your wallet stays, okay? You get into your 40s and 50s, your looks ain't gonna be like that no more, bro. You ain't gonna be no longer young anymore. So then you're gonna need the wallet. Forget all that, man, you simping and tricking and stuff. Forget about what they say. It's probably some young dude that probably get a whole lot of women and shit, probably a Chad or a Tyrone, that would tell you or shame you of leading with your wallet and stuff like that. It's gonna happen, bro. You're gonna want them young, hot, tenderoni things, and you're gonna lead with your wallet when you're in your 40s and 50s to keep them around. I'm just saying. Because the looks keep on going down every year that goes by, down, and then your physical is it's decreasing with every single year that goes by. But then the wallet comes out. when I'm not a young man no more and I ain't got the physical, the wallet comes out. Cause I did the right thing in my fucking 20s. I didn't just fuck shit off. I didn't fuck no time off. Either I went to school to become a doctor or a lawyer, or I was chasing the dream of the music, or I was chasing the dream of the Hollywood. If I was doing something while I was in my youth and full of energy, I was putting that energy to work. I wasn't stupid. It's stupid to fall in love with a woman when you ain't got your shit together, bro. You feel what I'm saying? You know, it's stupid to be out here chasing these women when you're in your prime, bro. That's fucking stupid. No, what's smart is staying focused on your shit, staying focused on your bag, your money, and then the women will be added to you. Because think about it. Once you hit your dream, women will come easy, bro. And you young and successful too. Man, that's a double whammy right there, man. You got energy. You can travel the world and have fun without any health issues and all that other shit, bro. You could get up out of a Lamborghini without any struggle. Some niggas, they wait until they get to their 40s and 50s to start chasing their dream. And I done heard stories about dudes getting serious in their 40s and 50s. They got trouble getting up out that Lamborghini, bro. They got that Lamborghini is low to the ground. And you struggling to get out of that motherfucker, bro, because you ain't got the flexibility or the strength to get up out of there. You 60, bro. You gonna have a hard time getting out of that Lambo. You know what I'm saying? When you're in your 20s, 30s, and even your 40s, you can get out of that Lambo with ease. But you in your late 50s, early 60s, trying to get up out of a Lambo, man, you're gonna be putting your hands on the ground first. And then you're gonna roll over, and then you're gonna have to have somebody get your ass up. You know, the parking attendant, you're gonna have to ask for that motherfucker to help you get up out that Lambo, man, because you're gonna be old. Don't wait until you get to your 40s and 50s to start getting serious about chasing your dreams, bro. Do it now while you in your 20s and you full of energy, you flexible, you're agile. You know what I'm saying? When you're in your 20s, you can hop out of that Lamborghini like it's nothing. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? What's up, baby? You feel me? you know. Yeah. Look at Floyd Mayweather. Exactly. That nigga, man, he been rich ever since he was in his 20s, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hopping out of the Lamborghini, even at 48 years old, it's still easy. But it's not as easy as it was in your 20s. Hopping out of a Lamborghini in your 20s, easy. You got a lot of energy, no health problems. You know what I'm saying? no ligament problems. You know what I'm saying? you know, you good. You know what I'm saying? So no, focus on your shit while you young, bro. Cause the years go by quick. Anyway, I'm gonna get up in here and get in Starbucks real quick, man. I feel good that I ain't drinking no more, and I think that's it, man. I don't know if I'm gonna relapse and have another drink, but I think I still don't have a need to drink right now. So definitely, I'm not gonna be drinking tonight. It'd be my third night sober, so I don't have a need to do that no more. You guys have a good day, man. I'll be back on when I get out of Starbucks. You know how I do it, baby. You guys have a good day, man. Peace out, take care, and bless. I'm out.